Take a walk with me into a hotel shadowed by mysteries, the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. This hotel is known for its eerie vibe and the unfortunate events that have taken place there. In 2013, it was the setting for the baffling case of a visitor named Elisa Lam, a story enveloped in sadness and unanswered questions. If you're ready for a deep dive into this chilling tale, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell. We're about to uncover a real-life mystery that's been keeping people guessing for years. Elisa Lam, 21 and from Canada, liked to write about her life online. From the start, her family was super important to her. They were very close to each other and always helped and cared for one another. Growing up, Elisa was always the type to brighten up any place she went to. Her laugh could make anyone smile, and her energy was so contagious that people just wanted to be around her. Not only was she fun to be with, but she was also very smart. Anyone who talked to her could tell she was clever and loved to learn new things. When Elisa got into the University of British Columbia for college, she really shone. She wasn't just another student. She was known for being really smart and for her lively way of thinking. But Elisa loved doing something else too. She loved to write on her blog. Writing on her blog was her way of sharing little pieces of her life with anyone who wanted to read it. On her blog, you could find all sorts of stories. She'd write about the places she'd been to and describe them in a way that made you feel like you were right there with her. She liked talking about what she wore and the styles she saw. She had a good eye for fashion. But Elisa also thought about things more deeply. On her blog, she'd sometimes write about her thoughts on big ideas and what life meant to her. The life story of Elisa Lam was like a book that had just begun. It was full of blank pages waiting to be filled with all her adventures and the things she'd find out about the world. She was starting to live out the exciting plans she had always dreamed about. Her story was about a young woman who was ready to grab all the experiences life had to offer her. She planned a big trip down the American West Coast and started at the Cecil Hotel. Little did she know about the hotel's scary past. The Cecil started way back in the 1920s and had lots of bad stuff happen over time. It wasn't a cheery place. What made Elisa choose this hotel? The Cecil Hotel was a cheap and convenient option for travelers, but it also had a dark and notorious history. It was built in the 1920s as a luxury hotel, but it soon declined due to the Great Depression and the rise of crime and poverty in the area. It became a hot spot for suicides, murders, drugs, and prostitution. It was also linked to several serial killers, such as Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and Jack Unterweger, the Vienna Strangler. Some people believed that the hotel was cursed or haunted by evil spirits. Elisa was initially assigned a shared room on the 5th floor, but she was moved to a private room after her roommates complained about her odd behavior. She kept in touch with her parents every day by phone until January 31st, when she stopped answering their calls. That was the last day she was seen alive. Elisa was supposed to leave the hotel, but she never did. Nobody knew where she went. Her room was tidy, nothing wrong there. On February 1st, Elisa was supposed to check out of the hotel and continue her trip, but she never did. Her parents became worried and contacted the Los Angeles Police Department to report her missing. The police searched the hotel, but they did not find any trace of her. They also interviewed the staff and the guests, but no one had seen her leave the hotel. On February 6th, the police released a flyer with Elisa's photo and description asking for the public's help to locate her. They also contacted her friends, relatives, and online contacts, but they did not get any useful information. They also checked the surveillance footage from the hotel's cameras, but they only found one video that showed Elisa on the night of her disappearance. On February 15th, the police released the video to the public, hoping that someone would recognize her or provide some clues. The video went viral and sparked a massive interest in the case. It showed Elisa entering an elevator on the 14th floor, wearing a red hoodie, a black t-shirt, and gray pants. She pressed several buttons, but the elevator did not move. She then peeked outside the door, as if looking for someone or something. She moved her hands and arms in strange gestures, as if talking to someone or something that was not there. She then walked away from the elevator, and that was the last time she was seen on camera. Why did she act like that? Scared? Confused? Playing? This video is the last clue we have of her. 3 weeks later, a hotel worker found her in a water tank on the roof. People staying at the hotel were worried because the water tasted weird. How did she end up in the tank? Was it just an accident? The coroner's report stated that Elisa's death was accidental, and her bipolar disorder might have contributed to the tragic event. But with questions still looming, some asked if this was a case of negligence on the hotel's part, leading to a wrongful death. Was there more to it, or was it just a very sad thing that happened? After the shocking discovery of Elisa in the rooftop water tank, the hotel and the city were filled with distress and confusion. Guests at the hotel were horrified, and the story quickly made headlines around the world. Questions swirled about how Elisa got into the tank by herself, if at all, and why it took so long to find her. The investigation continued as police looked into every possibility. Did Elisa have an accident? Was there someone else involved? Or did her mental health play a role? The tank was difficult to access and had a heavy lid, adding to the mystery. Despite all the attention and detective work, many pieces of this puzzle remained missing. The story of Elisa Lam has since become a sobering reminder of the vulnerabilities of solo travel, mental health issues, and the importance of hotel safety. It sparked changes in the hotel's management and security policies and led to a conversation about travelers' safety worldwide. While the echoes of the tragedy can still be felt, Elisa's case also reminds us to navigate the world with awareness and compassion. As we continue to seek answers in her story, Elisa's memory lives on, prompting us to keep our eyes and hearts open as we move through the often inexplicable journey of life. We may not have all the answers to what happened to Elisa Lam, but her story endures, compelling us to look deeper, question more, and hold each other a little closer in this unpredictable world. If Elisa's story touched you, leave us a comment with your thoughts. And, to continue exploring mysteries like this one, remember to like this video and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.